All right, in this sketch, we're going to sketch an oceanic, continental, convergent plate boundary. And I'm doing this in PowerPoint, but you can do your sketch wherever you want to, but it's nice to label them so you know what it is later on. And I'm going to switch over in PowerPoint to the Draw tool, and I'm going to start, we're looking at this from the side, so we're looking at it as if we cut away the Earth and we're looking at it from the side of the ocean. So I'm going to sketch on my, first my oceanic plate, which of course we know this is going to be the plate that gets subducted because it's more dense than the continental plate. And of course it has a top and a bottom, so I'm going to put that on. And we know that the oceanic plate is underneath water. We'll put on the water in a minute here, but let me go ahead and put on the continental plate now. So the oceanic plate is getting subducted under the continental plate, so I'm going to put that on this side over here. The continental plate is going to be higher because it sticks above the ocean, and I'm going to put that on like that. So let me just switch back to here for a minute because I want to label a couple of things. So this is the oceanic plate. And this is the continental plate. And now I'm going to go back to my draw and I want to put on some more things. So one thing I'm going to put on is just where the water is here. So I'm just going to put on the surface of the water in blue here. This is going to be where the ocean is, the top of the ocean. So everything under here is going to be in the ocean. I'll put on some just kind of dashes to kind of indicate that. And this lowest part here, that's going to be where the trench is. So I'm just going to label that as well. I'm just going to put an arrow down to it. And then go back here. And this is going to be the trench. So as this plate gets subducted, the area that happens is called the subduction zone. So I'm going to put that in as well. And this is this entire area here. Maybe I'll turn on this side. Just to kind of indicate this is the whole subduction zone here where things are getting, where the oceanic plate is getting subducted beneath the continental plate. As that happens, a couple of different things go on here. We get some partial melting. It happens right at the top of the subduction zone. And then that starts feeding into magma chambers that rise up through the continental plate, and they actually build volcanoes right above that. So this is I'm gonna put that on as a little volcano here. It would have magma coming up into it and then rising out of it as lava. Just put on a little lava flow there. And so let me go back to my labeling. I want to label some more things now. So this is the partial melting. Partial melting is going on along this this line here. Move that over a little. But once again, the whole subducting plate is not melting away. And we can also label this. This is going to be, I'm just going to move this up a bit. So this is going to be the continental volcanic arc. It's located right there. And I asked you to label some magma and lava as well. So the magma is beneath the ground. Stuff here. And when it comes up to the surface of the ground, we call it lava instead of magma. And the one other thing I asked you to put on here is the location of where earthquakes would be. The place would most likely get earthquakes is right in the subduction zone, where one plate is sort of getting dragged underneath another plate, maybe right on the boundary, but also within this plate. This plate has earthquakes associated with it for a long time. So I'm just going to put on a few. I'm going to color code them like I did in the lecture. These are going to be shallow earthquakes. They would be occurring all through this zone here. And then I'm going to switch over and put on some intermediate earthquakes. A different color. And then some deep earthquakes in red. So the shallow earthquakes are occurring near the trench. The intermediate earthquakes are occurring near the zone of partial melting in this case, and the deeper earthquakes are occurring more landward than where we would see the continental volcanic arc at the surface. And just so we know what those are, I'll just put in one line here, and I'll call that deep earthquakes. Oh. All right, let's put in where the lithosphere and the asthenosphere is. So lithosphere, that is going to be both the oceanic plate and also the continental plate over here. And the asthenosphere is going to be all of this area below. And there we go. That's the narrated sketch.